For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone here at a Happy Moody Coliseum. The Wildcat women's basketball team 80-70 over New Orleans. Got head coach Julie Goddenough. We've got Suzzy Dimba, who filled up the stat sheet on Saturday. 14 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. What'd you have? 4 steals, 5 blocks. A little bit of everything today, and yet New Orleans kept coming. Take us through the emotions of a game that seemed to go back and forth.
I think New Orleans did a really good job in just attacking us and using their strengths. And Randy, keeping her in foul trouble was kind of a huge deal. But whenever she came in, she did a really good job on trying to be a spark for their team.
You took 3 charges, too. I left that one out. Took 3 charges. Those were big turning points. Suzzy, this was your first game to play since your sister Lizzie had surgery. She put on Facebook about the procedure she underwent. Was that difficult to play today with some of that on your mind?
I don't necessarily think it's difficult, just because I know whenever I had the procedure done, she had a tournament that same day, and she did a really good job. And I just know that I can play for her, and I know that she wants me to play my best. So it's not necessarily difficult. It's just I just got to keep fighting for her.
You had a great stat day and energy day taking charges. Alexis, 21 points. Whitney, Sydney, 15. Paris Webb didn't score today, but this is her 4th straight start. Your team is 4-0 since she started at point. What does she bring to the table as a senior?
I think Paris, even though she doesn't score that much, she does a really good job in distributing the ball. She sees the floor really well, so she's a really good point guard for us to have on the floor at all times. So I love playing with her, and I don't want her to leave.
Yeah. 2 more games at least, and then we'll see what happens. Let's talk to your coach, Julie Goddenough. Coach, you had big days from a lot of players, but you had 15 points off your bench. You had 22 on Wednesday night against Houston Baptist. And with Lizzie out, you're asking a little bit more of some of those players. I thought one of the biggest plays of the game was Alyssa Eccles' offensive rebound and stick back, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we were emphasizing, we need 4 people to crash the boards. And the possession before that, we had 1 rebounder. And so that very next possession, we're like, get in there and rebound. And Alyssa did a great job. I mean, she had to put forth a lot of effort to go from the right corner to the left block. Yeah. Skied through there, picked it up, put it back in. It was huge. And we followed that up pretty quickly with a defensive stop, and we came down the floor, and Alexis hit a wide-open 3. And so that changed it from a 4 or 5-point game to a 10-point game. So those 2 plays were big for us.
You remain unbeaten at home. You have 2 games left. The schedule has been in your favor. It wasn't very much in your favor when you started 5 out of 7 on the road. You did the dirty work then. Now you have a chance. You start with Incarnate Word. I know the way you think. That's the only game on your schedule, and it's next Wednesday. Finishing out at home unbeaten would be an enormous accomplishment, wouldn't it?
It really would. We've had a lot of success at home, and I want to credit our fans. I mean, we had another great crowd today, and when we make a play, Suzzy would take a charge, the place erupts, and I mean, that is just great energy for our players. They appreciate that, and I think that our home court advantage is real this year, and it's real for our men, too. Both teams have experienced nothing but success in Moody, and we want to continue that next week.
Big day, too, with the alumni here earlier, former women's basketball players before. Now you're going to get to be with them again for a little bit, right?
Absolutely. And I talked to some of them before the game, and they're so proud of this team and what we're doing. And we're about to go spend some time with them at a reception. But we're really excited for them to be able to come back to campus and want to try to, bridge the current players with the former players. And, once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. And so we want to, foster those relationships. And I know that the former players who came back, they're really excited to meet our girls this afternoon.
24-3 now for the season, 15-1 in the Southland Conference, and remaining in first place by 1 game in the Southland Conference. 80-70 the final score over New Orleans. For Julie Goddenough and Suzzy Dimba, I'm Grant Boone.